So the Barbie movie was out and I already talked about it in a full video. I really love it, but not for the reason the movie wants me to love it. I just want to take one point in that video, which is that the movie unintentionally endorses the patriarchy. I mean, why else would they get really attractive men to play Ken and have the women to submit to those men like Sims? For a brief moment anyway, before they got quickly blue-pilled again. Speaking of hot men, I am going to show you that the best way to manipulate real-world women is not by attractive 3D men, but by attractive 2D men.
The sexualization of 2D male characters is a fundamental pillar of feminism, by the way.
Ah, yes, the most fundamental pillar of feminism is simping on characters that have the very same gender that propagates the patriarchy. Because they are hot. See? The patriarchy works. I wonder why these women aren't submitting to them. Oh, sorry, this was part of the plan to take down the patriarchy. The Barbie plan to take down the patriarchy, which is to submit to the patriarchy and befriend all the Kens of the world so that we can stab them in the back. Great start, feminism.
Huge part of women's rights is the ability to tweet shit like, I want to motorboat Gojo Satoru's tits.
Preach. Absolute slay queen. How progressive.
How progressive?
Now, this tweet does sound like the OP is only being half serious. I say half serious because, no really, who doesn't want to motorboat Gojo Satoru's tits?
You see?
But there's this thing called the hidden reply section, where the OP, being the coward that they are, decides to hide replies that don't align with their views. Hidden reply is when I know for a fact that you are not joking. This was the reply in question.
So I get to sexualize my 2D anime waifus then?
No. No, you don't. You see, women are oppressed. Men are not. It's okay to oppress men because they are the oppressor, but not okay to oppress women because they are the oppressed. The person posts a fan art of Neptune from Hyperdimension Neptunia, but a slightly not safe for work version. And yes, the OP hides these two replies. Don't really know why. The patriarchy just showed its weakness to 2D anime women, and I don't understand why women don't exploit them. But seriously, guys, the absolute best way to destroy the patriarchy is by simping a fictional patriarchy. Or at least that's what this person says.
Women are already largely sexually objectified by men in real life, and not the other way around.
That's just patently false. Men do get objectified in real life. I mean, just read this post for a brief moment, or just look at any recent post made by the K-pop stans. The difference is they're not always objectified the same way as women, and most men aren't really bothered by it, unlike you.
And this isn't even a personal coincidence thing. It's a behavior encouraged by the patriarchy men benefit from. Hope this helps.
You know what also benefits the patriarchy? Women loving hot men. Hope this helps. Thankfully, loving men is part of Barbie's patriarchy takedown blueprint, so go and simp all the men you like before you stab them in the back. Or at least not before they stab you in the back, if you know what I mean.
It's not even bad that men find 2D women sexy or anything.
You just said it is, you absolute freaking liar.
They are just usually seen as creeps.
Glad that you're acknowledging the double standards. Women loving men, not creeps. Men loving women, absolute creeps.
What they tend to find attractive in women or how they sexualize women is creepy.
Oh no, men find attractive body parts attractive. Which parts of women that men find attractive that you find creepy again?
Usually rooted in misogyny or pedophilia.
No, really, rooted in pedophilia. That just came out of freaking nowhere. Where did that come from? Are all men child predators now? Then by that logic, I guess those 2D men you're simping are child predators too. And you're the child. Anyway, for this section, I want you all who love 2D men to just stop for a moment and think about what you did. Now, you might be fighting the patriarchy by simping fictional men who contributes to fictional patriarchy, okay? But what you are not fighting is racism. Let's get back to Kaya, the Genshin Impact character that almost every single Genshin fan frequently gets horny about and is almost always paired with his sworn brother Diluc by them Fujoshis. I just want you to read this amazingly horny post towards Kaya.
You see?
This is definitely among the top 5 of the horniest tweets that I've seen in my life, and this post can be summed up as, Kaya, I really want your D, please give me your D. So, what was that about only women being objectified again? Hey, if you want to go after his D, go right ahead. But did you know that there's something terribly wrong with being really horny towards 2D men as well? You have to be really careful as a progressive to pick the right 2D men to get horny at. Otherwise, you're gonna get accused of racism. and all other stuff as well. It all starts off with this also equally horny post that just strips Kaya into almost nothing. So what was that about men not being objectified again? Anyway, I'm totally vibing with this art. I could see why all the 2D men lovers love them. I also like myself some 2D anime men, and he does look very nice. But doing this abhorrent thing is going to incur the wrath of Twitter warriors. Apparently, if you simp over fictional men, you are racist. Why? Because Kaya just so happened to be brown, and it's therefore racist. I mean, speaking as a brown man that got whitewashed by my white-ass avatar, I 100% endorse the sexualization of these brown 2D anime boys for the pleasure of all brown 2D anime boy lovers out there, and there's nothing racist about that. In fact, it is absolutely endearing for us. That just means that in the real world, we have a chance too. If only we are half as attractive as these anime boys. But they are pretty attractive though, not gonna lie. This person said that Kaya is none of those. And by those, they meant the part in the picture that says that Kaya is a homewrecker slut. Which is 1, very funny, 2, not meant to be taken seriously, and 3, it's horny posting. It's fun to see them out of character in horny situations. Sometimes it's nice when they're in character, but it's also nice when they're out of character. And this has nothing to do with Kaya being brown. He just so happens to be really hot. And brown. Which is totally not like me. Unfortunately. This person gives quite a list of why this and the OP is incredibly problematic. The post is disgusting, which is a subjective philosophical point of view. OP sexualizes any man within eyesight in seconds. Hey, I appreciate going to the defensive for the sake of men's honor, but that's not very feminist of you, and we don't really need defending. And for that matter, why are you defending the patriarchy? Is it because the oppressors are really hot? The post is racist. No, it's not. The OP is pedo for a completely unrelated reason, but it involves fictional characters, so no need to call the popo for it.
Calm down, son. It's just a drawing, not the real thing.
The OP is a porn addict because they are horny, I guess. OP is a league player, which is also completely unrelated, even though that is admittedly a pretty terrible sin. OP is Orientalist, which I guess it means fetishizing Asians, which I don't really see as an issue with because it benefits us. OP can't draw body hair, which is subjective. And finally, OP excuses actions with hormones. Blaming hormones for being horny towards fictional characters. Not a bad excuse, honestly. Just because you didn't buy it doesn't mean it isn't a good excuse. Hormones do mess up with us quite a lot. That's just life. But hey, it gets worse for Kaya right here. You see, Kaya is a brown man, and therefore in terms of oppression Olympics, brown men are lower than white men and women. So if you dare to do anything bad towards brown men, you're gonna get attacked for being racist.
Do you guys understand what I've tried to say about this pattern of over-sexualizing and objectifying brown characters?
Sorry, but what is the pattern? Does the pattern have something to do with accusing these people of being racist?
It's not a coincidence at this point. This is really disgusting because, tell me, when a slut has been Kaya's character ever?
Characters being out of character in fan content? Poof, stop the press. Next thing you're telling me is how fan works are not canon or something.
Added with the fact that this is cultural clothing and you had to cut it up and make it skimpy.
Can you please name the cultural clothing that Kaya is wearing? No, seriously, I really want to know.
Can you weirdos be normal for one day?
Bro, if you're on Twitter expecting normalcy, you're at the wrong place. Especially when it's no longer Twitter anymore.
Actually, every male character is sexualized like that.
Yes. Unironically, yes.
Yes. Yes.
Have you ever thought that, 1, it's not my point, and 2, it's still weird?
So, it's not your point, but you will make it your point anyway. Also, calling things weird is not a critique. You just don't like it. And please do not confuse someone being weird to someone being racist. Those two are not the same.
Genshin fans are so fucking stupid.
Okay, I am with you so far.
Obviously, I'm not saying that sexualizing characters is bad.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You absolute freaking liar.
There's a steep difference between sexualizing the characters and objectifying them, mischaracterizing them, and feeding into stereotypes of brown people and treating them like objects.
Oh my god, where do I begin with this? First off, the character in question is fictional, an object, not a real person, so I don't understand why you're outraged that an object is being, well, objectified. Second is a point that I already refuted, so I'll repeat it once more. It's horny posting. Of course the characters are out of character. And third, what stereotype of brown people are you talking about? I am brown, and I am unaware of this stereotype that you're talking about, and from the sound of it, if you know about that, you're gonna sound more racist than the OP ever will.
No idea what that means. Very concerned that you do.
Especially when said character is wearing cultural clothing and you alter it to make it look like an Orientalist mess.
It would be nice if you actually at least named the culture before mouthing your words off.
You have a single fact to back that up.
The way you you sexualize brown characters is completely different from the way you sexualize other characters.
And it doesn't really matter at the end of the day because these are fictional characters. They are objects. They are meant to be objectified. Why are fictional characters being objectified bad? Because fictional characters are representations of real people, and if you objectify fictional characters, that means you objectify real people? It makes about as much sense as saying killing people in games means that you will kill people in real life. If you can't separate fiction and reality, that's your problem.
That sounds like a you problem.
And that's all for the video today. This is actually a couple of segments and tweets that I got from my APB show, so you can check out the stream channel link down below for more hooplas. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe for more. And as always, huge thanks to all of these wonderful people who have contributed so much to this channel. Even just $1 through the links down below, and you help this channel immensely. Seriously, thank you so much, and I will see you all next time.